Hey everybody, and welcome back to Felsbrunn. Are working on getting our field here up to its full fertilization levels. Then we're going to see about putting oats in the ground, I guess. Do have an arrangement with the farmer right next door, Field 19. He's asked us to go ahead and fertilize his fields while we've got our field, while we got our fertilizer spreader out here. Earlier today, we worked on fertilizing a fair number of other fields for some other farmers also. There, I hope that's better. It seemed like my mic was getting tangled up in the headset cord. I was hearing, hope I wasn't hearing too much, y'all weren't hearing too much background scatter noise as it was rubbing. At any rate, this should get us to 100% fertilization before we put our seed in the ground, because I wanted to test something. I had a guy in my Discord basically ask if anyone's seen where you go from 100% fertilized, like what we've got here. We've got 100% basically fertilized and weeded. Now we plowed or cultivated the weeds under. So we'll just have to see if that if they come back or not. But he basically was asking if anyone had seen where you you have your field at 100% fertilization, and then you go and plant, and then after the first growth state of the crop, the fertilization drops. And I don't know. Never tried it, so we're going to try it out and see what happens. See if we can replicate the problem or not. We have been a little busy. We did finish that sugar beet harvest on the field right there in front of us. And shockingly, that didn't take that long. It only took about an hour to do. One real life hour. We were running at I think 5x speed, so it took basically all afternoon to do. But yeah, we got that accomplished. Went around and did a few more odd jobs so we could get our bank balance up. Because like I said, we've got a lot to buy. And one of the things I want to do today is try to take kind of a little bit of an accounting and figure out what we do need financially in order to basically get the rest of the farm up and running. So at a minimum, okay, got our seeder so we can put our oats in the ground. Got a fertilizer spreader. Got a weeder so we can weed and fertilize. Got that. Got a subsoiler so we can cultivate. Got that. We do not have a harvester. We're going to have to either buy or lease a harvester. These harvesters are pretty expensive. At this point, I think we could buy a cheap harvester and header, and that's about all we could afford. You need to buy a baler. Well, not a baler, but we need to buy a forage wagon to pick up our straw. Okay. I don't want to pile our straw up over here at the farm, so I'm going to need to buy a hayloft, put the straw in. I'm going to need to buy a mower, a tedder, windrower, and, well, the forage wagon we already have, in order to get hay, because we want to do horses. So horses are going to need hay, they're going to need straw, they're going to need oats. So if we have all of those things, then we'll be able to buy the horse paddock and a pair of horses. And then at that point, it's good to go. So we got a lot of things we either need to purchase long term or we need to, you know, lease for a short term. Probably end up leasing the harvester just to get by at least through the first cycle. Might lease the harvester the second cycle also. We'll have to see. I want to catch you up to speed on our sugar beets. We did that big harvest. Remember, we had about 60,000 liters of sugar beets from our field. When we did that big harvest, we had 18,000 liters of sugar beets left over after it said we were done harvesting. After it said we had satisfied the contract. So I decided to, well, to just keep those beets. So I took them over to the train station and just put them in there, since we don't have a silo here. That's something else we're going to need, is we're going to need a silo, unless we're going to just take our crops straight to market. So here we've got oats. Pretty sure that is oats. It is. So keep. Yep, that is oats. Let's go ahead and the planting. The seeding, I guess it is. 9 miles an hour. It's moving along pretty good. Up or are we down? What? Thought we were down, but now we're up. Definitely down. Got that compass down there. We don't have GPS, but we got the next best thing, at least in having a straight line, is the compass to know what coordinate we are driving toward. Let's work on this a little bit. I have no doubt that we're still going to be doing a fair number of contracts for quite a while. But I do want to see kind of what kind of money level we need in order to own everything, or to kind of be self-sufficient, versus leasing, you know, select things for some number of harvest cycles. You could always play lumberjack also. So we don't have anything bale trailer. We could reconfigure it so that it was would be able to be a flatbed. Then we could haul logs with it, but then we need a chainsaw, we need some forks, log grabs, we need arms still, so we got a fair bit of stuff we would need, even to do some logging. Well, that might not be. We'll have to look at it and see how financially viable we can make that. We make our last pass here. I just want to get out and check the information, see if it's basically still saying 100% fertilized thing. thought about getting a front weight also, but and it seems to work okay with this seeder. The front might get a little light, but it doesn't seem to be too terrible bad. Let's get out here. Check. Oats, it's growing 100% and 0% weeded. Okay. This is a really nice little seeder. Like it. Gets the job done. I wouldn't take a large seeding mission and expect to do it with this thing. I think we'd be there all day long. But it's definitely be fine for this size field. Field 19, it may be a little bit of a stretch. You might feel like you're spending more time than you really should be on seeding that, but for a small operation, this is working perfect. We'll upgrade as we can. At some point, we're going to want to. At some point, we're going to need to buy something other than our tent. Tent's isn't going to work, all the time. I'd like to move into something a little bit more permanent. At some point. But we don't have money for a house. We don't have money to buy all of our farm stuff and our horses. We can get our horse training business established, get a decent reputation here, respect to how well we can train our horses, then we should start getting some pretty good income come in just by taking care of the horses. And we'll just expand our farming operation as we need to at that point. Then a little bit of talk about there's been some talk related to chickens and chicken eggs. Might look about giving them a go so we get well established with our horses, because I think chickens, I don't know if chickens will take oats or if we're going to need to raise a second crop for the chickens, but I do know that they are obviously they take water, so we can be good with our water trailer. Oh, that's another thing we need. We need a water trailer. Talk to the guy across the street there. I don't know if he's going to let us use that pond to water our horses with, or if we're going to have to find some other avenue to bring water in here. Just going to have to approach him about that and see if he's going to let us do it. I don't think we've done a time lapse for a while, so let's bang out a time lapse, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Alright, well, it didn't look like I was doing too terrible bad there in cab. I'd kind of figured out a way of lining up the tractor, so I wasn't going to skip any. I was able to fairly well. Looks like we skipped a little bit at the edge of the field there. Back and just touch that up. Just because, you know, I mean, a little anal that way. That wasn't too terrible bad. I mean, that didn't take but maybe 20 maybe about 18 19 real life minutes. Too terrible at all. Very manageable with this size seeder. This little field is. I think 20 is the smallest. No, 28 and 29 are pretty small over there too. Might be worth looking at as far as prices go next, because we expand our operation without having to expand our equipment at all. Sounds very wise, actually, to go across the street and buy up that. Got a decent area of grass over there too. That's mowable. Might be too steep to work. Look at it. I was thinking about mowing. This grass here before I put the horse paddock down. That's where I was going to put the horses. Figure why not mow that before we go and build over top of it, right? Let's go put this away. And oh, for those that are wondering, when am I going to wash the truck, the tractor? It's going to be a while. Decided I'm only going to clean it when I take it in for maintenance. I'm going to get cleaned at the shop, and that's the only time it's going to get cleaned. That's the only time it really. All right. So let's take a look here. We've got, I'm going to bring out my handy dandy calculator. And we've got $153,000. Right? Let's look at the shop. Figure out what we need. Okay. Well, we know we want horses. Okay. So we're going to need a horse paddock. $50,000. I'm not going to place this. Just going to see. It's going to take up most of this area. Here. Going to take up most of that area right there. Okay, so we're going to lose a lot of that grass. So $50,000 right off the top. Now we're down to $103,000. We're going to buy 2 horses, so that's down $10,000. Right? Right, so now we're down to $93,000. And let's see what we need. We're going to need animals. We're going to need water trailer. That's $9,500. Then we're going to need talked about a straw. Talked about a hay loft, so we can store straw and hay. It's $90,000. Now we're negative 6,500. We need to make 6,500 up. We're going to need a way of mowing the grass. Need a mower. The side mower is the cheapest option. Let's just do minus 16,000. Okay. And then we're going to need to tedder. Cheapest tedder is 11,000. And now we're at minus $33,000. Then we're going to need to windrow it. cheapest windrower is $10,000. Okay. Then we're going to need a loading wagon. Cheapest loading wagon is $46,000. Oh my god. Okay. We're $89,000 in a hole right now. All right, now that gets us hay. And that would get us straw. But we have to be able to harvest the oats. So if we went with the cheapest harvester, $84,000. $84,000. And then we're going to need, obviously, the better harvester. $27,000. We need an additional $200,000 to be able to buy everything we need. We need $353,000. Well, we need $353,543 to be able to do what we want to do with the land that we own. Now, if we want to venture across the street, we need $128,000 for that one, and we need $107,000 for that one. So, yeah, we're gonna need a lot of money. Better get on those contracts, right? Field 14 is sowing, $5,600. $6,600. Let's see, what do we got that looks fun to use? No. You know, that looks, I haven't used that. I wouldn't mind seeing how that looks all hooked up. Field 2, let's see what Field 2 looks like. It's Field, gosh, Field 2 is way up there, so we're gonna have to, we can go up there and let's take that on. Let's take that mission on. Let's lease the items. We're gonna have to buy the seed in order to do this also, right? This thing folds up. Look at that cool hose attachment. All right, I don't have a clue how much seed we're going to use. And buy more than one bag. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Buy more than one bag of seed. Why not, right? Because I can empty the bag, whatever I don't use, and then that way it's not wasted. What's this, to put sugar beets in the ground? Okay, let's read a contract. Sow field to with sugar beet. All right. Head on up to field 2. Where we need to go? Need a hanger right here. This tractor's a little. We turn in our seat shifts. I don't know if that's a part of that 1.1.3 update or if that's just a byproduct of the Ultra tractor. Gotta go up the hill there. Up the plateau. I'm gonna play on 5x as much as I can, and I just realized I was sitting at. Get up here, we need to take a right. The hill. Okay. Look at that scenery. Back in cab because we've got that waterfall coming up here on our right. Then as we make the bend, we're going to see that the stair-stepping waterfall yet again. It's a waterfall to our right. Tractor's not having a hard time pulling the hill. That's for sure. And as we turn here, we're going to see the wonderful stair-stepping waterfall river. Really a really nice view there. See that. All right, we're going to field 2. Here on the upper plateau of the Felsbrunn map. Sure. Up. On. And let's get to 270 degrees. And we'll get to town. So clearly we're not going to be able to buy everything first year. We're going to have to lease something. Obviously the harvester is the biggest expense. We're going to have to lease that. Gosh, I don't know. I wouldn't want to lease mower. We're going to need to use the mower some frequency. I don't want to lease the forage wagon, loading wagon. We're going to need to use that with some level of frequency. So, other than harvester, what are we going to need to lease? What should we lease? I guess we could lease the water trailer, because technically we're only paying the daily charges unless we're using it, and we're not going to use it that much. I guess we could lease the mower too. We could lease a lot of that stuff, I guess. And then as we get money, that on there's no wheels there. And as we get money, I guess we could trade it in and buy the real thing. Guess we could do that. That would maybe be an option. So next video, I guess we will look at leasing fees and assess, because we've already established we're going to need an additional $200,500 to buy everything outright in it all. That's with the smallest harvester. We do harvest missions. We're still going to need to lease that equipment, because it would just take us forever to harvest any field other than the super smallest field with that harvester. If we lease, we could go with something a little larger, as long as the daily charges aren't too terrible bad, and then use the equipment. But of course, as we use it, would incur daily charges. Those daily charges might be a fair bit. Probably shouldn't use any of our leased equipment on a leasing mission. That probably isn't financially viable. So guys, I'm just going to go ahead and finish putting sugar beets here in this field. Hopefully we're going to have enough seed. Hopefully I won't have to run down there and get another load of seed. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Game day tomorrow. When, well, who knows what's going to be going on. Not really sure. I mean, might wake up and we got weeds in our field. Who knows? I'll catch you guys game day tomorrow. And we're definitely going to look at the leasing options as opposed to the buyout options for all the stuff that we're going to need, and see how we can get along doing that route. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please go ahead and click that like button. That'd be super awesome. If you're not a subscriber, please go ahead and subscribe. Let's Play videos here on Felsbrunn every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We will soon be bringing in a multiplayer series. In fact, we may have already done that. Time this video airs, be doing multiplayer on the South American map. Not the multiplayer like we are doing on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights, but an economy-based multiplayer with several other players. I think we've got a total of 8 farms already planned out. So we're going to have ourselves a full map, and it's going to be fun, I'm pretty sure. Not really sure on the exact details as far as starting money and everything, but we'll get all that figured out before this video airs. So until next time, guys, happy farming.